the one decision that made World War II inevitable. World War II didn't begin with explosions. It didn't begin with soldiers storming beaches or tanks crossing borders. It began quietly, with a meeting, a document, and two governments agreeing on something they both knew was dangerous. In 1939, a single decision was made behind closed doors. Once that decision was signed, war was no longer a question of if, only when. By the late 1930s, Europe was holding its breath. World War I had ended barely 20 years earlier, but its scars were everywhere. Cities were still being rebuilt, economies were fragile. Millions of families were still mourning fathers, sons, and brothers who never returned. People didn't just remember the last war, they feared it. Governments were terrified of being blamed for starting another one. Peace existed, but it was fragile, and everyone knew it could collapse at any moment. No country trusted its neighbors. Germany felt humiliated and punished by the peace treaties. Many Germans believed they had been stripped of their future. The Soviet Union was deeply paranoid. Its leaders believed enemies were everywhere, both outside and inside its borders. Britain and France wanted peace above all else. They had lost too much in the last war and were desperate to avoid another disaster. This wasn't Europe preparing for peace, it was Europe preparing for the worst. Germany wanted expansion. Its leaders believed the nation needed land, resources, and power to survive. But they remembered history. The last time Germany fought on two fronts, it collapsed. Germany could fight again, but only if it avoided repeating that mistake. That meant no war in the East while fighting in the West. The Soviet Union feared invasion even more than Germany feared defeat. For centuries, foreign armies had crossed its territory. Stalin believed another invasion was inevitable. He just didn't know when it would come or from where. The Soviet military was rebuilding, but it wasn't ready. Time mattered more than anything else. Both sides believed war was coming. The question wasn't how to prevent it, it was how to survive it. What if enemies worked together just long enough to prepare? For Germany, a deal meant freedom to act. For the Soviet Union, it meant time. In August 1939, fear became policy. Germany and the Soviet Union signed a non-aggression pact. The world was shocked. But the real danger wasn't what the pact promised, it was what it hid. Secret clauses divided Eastern Europe. Poland would be split in half. Borders would be erased without warning. Millions never knew their fate had already been decided. This wasn't diplomacy, it was preparation for war. Days later, Germany invaded Poland. Britain and France declared war. World War II had begun. From the east, Soviet forces moved in as planned. Poland vanished from the map. To the world, it seemed sudden, but everything had already been decided. The war didn't begin with the invasion. It began the moment that agreement was signed. Stalin believed the pact would protect him. He ignored warnings and dismissed intelligence reports. Less than 2 years later, Germany broke the pact. The Soviet Union was caught unprepared. Cities were destroyed, millions were killed, entire generations were erased. What began as a delay became a disaster. The decision meant to control events made them uncontrollable. World War II didn't start with a battle, it started with a decision. And once it was made, there was no way back.